Good morning, and thank you for joining me again as we continue to discuss a problem that we're facing here at Calloway-Smith Middle School. I am Krishana Harden. This is IL 632, Problems in Instructional Leadership. Throughout this year, we have been discussing a problem that we face here at Calloway-Smith Middle School. That is, for the last 3 to 4 years, we have been on the failing school list. So we have to see what must we do to get off the failing school list. After looking through different things and going through things, I noticed that we have a major issue with chronic absenteeism. Again, chronic absenteeism deals with students who are absent more than 10% of the school days in which they are enrolled. We are required to be enrolled 180 school days, so that is a student who has missed 18 or more days throughout the school year. They are considered to be chronically absent. So the problem is absenteeism directly proportional to the academic success and academic performance of the students. I work at Calloway-Smith Middle School. Calloway-Smith Middle School is an inner city Title I school located in the Mobile County public school system. Our current enrollment, we have 382 students. We have 24 general education teachers, 5 special education teachers, 3 physical education teachers, and 1 band teacher. This is just a little demographics or information about the school. So, what I've been looking at is what is the cause of students not performing or achieving academically. So when we look at chronic absenteeism, here we notice the chronic absenteeism for the whole school versus that of the 6th graders. If you notice, 59% of our 6th graders are chronically absent versus the whole school with 57%. For the last 3 years, what I did, I looked at the data and I said, which grade level has the highest level of chronic absenteeism? And it's 6th grade. The 6th grade accounts for 59% of the chronic absenteeism for the entire school. And the entire school, if you notice here, is less. So therefore, we need to see what is the problem with our 6th grade and why is chronic absenteeism such an issue. Factors that could possibly affect attendance. Again, we're looking at attendance and academic performance. Lack of transportation is one thing that could be an issue. We also have inclement weather and school safety. We have several students who stay within a 2-mile radius of the school. And normally, and actually this past week, it rained very bad. When it rains, they are walkers and they do not come to school. So inclement weather is one thing that does affect student attendance. Also, lack of transportation. We have several students who their parents may and may not have dependable transportation. Or sometimes their parents are at work and they say, well, I didn't get out of work to this time or that time, and the children don't get to school. We also have students who stay out of the district and their parents' cars are not dependable to get them to school. When we talk about school safety, some students, especially 6th grade, is something you have to consider is when you are leaving elementary school and coming to the middle school sector, some students feel anxiety and they're scared because they have a bigger school, it's more students, they have to change classes, and they are worried about, how they're going to transition, how they're going to do. Are they going to be bullied? Will their teachers be as loving and as affectionate as the teachers were in the elementary sector? So these are some different things we have to consider when we look at attendance. So the big question here is, does attendance affect academic performance or academic achievement? All right, so let's look at our ELA scores from 2020-2021. Our level 1. In 2020-2021, here we're looking at students who are chronically absent versus the students who are not chronically absent. If you notice, students who are chronically absent, there are more children in level 1 and level 2. Level 1, 23%, level 2, 77%. But when you look at the test scores for the children who come to school, we have fewer children that are in level 2. And we also have fewer students that are in level 1. Here, there are only 8% of the children in level 1. So a lot of those children who were in level 1 here, we can say move to level 2, which is at 65%. But if you notice, we have 23% of the children in level 3 and 4% in level 4. So the students who are at school perform better than those who are not. The children who were not at school, we don't have any of those students in level 3 or level 4. Remember, in order for a student to be on grade level or proficient, they must be at least at a level 3 or level 4. So this lets us know that the students who are at school are performing better than those that are not at school. Same thing here with the math. Let's look at the math scores. Here we have the students who are chronically absent. Here we have those that are not chronically absent. Look at this. 89% of the children are level 1. Level 1 is a good little bit below grade level because level 2 is still below grade level as well. So, and we look at our children who come to school, look at this number. It went from 89% to 54%, and then we have 46% that are level 2. Now, in math, which you know, children do struggle more with math. We don't have any of those children on level 3 or level 4, but we still see a difference in academic performance between the children who are chronically absent versus those who are not chronically absent. All right, so this is our 2020-2021 school year. Let's look at 21-22 school year. Again, chronically absent students versus those who are not chronically absent. The students who are chronically absent, we don't have any level 4s over here, but we do have level 4s for the ones that do come to school. We have 3%. In addition, our level 3 is higher. Over here, we only had 17%. Here we have 32%. So again, our level 1 decreased by 19%, which we don't want students in level 1 because that lets us know they are a long ways below grade level. The level 2 increased by 1%. Now, we don't want children in level 2, but level 2 is still better than level 1. So therefore, there was some movement from level 1 into the level 2. But also look at this. Level 3 increased 15%, and our level 4 increased 3%. Now we're going to look at our math scores. Same thing. Students chronically absent versus those that are not chronically absent. I'm going to highlight real quick level 3. Let's look at this. We went from 5% to 18%. That's a 13% difference. So the data does show that attendance does affect academic performance. So what we need to do is figure out how can we get the students at school. Our anticipated findings. Attendance does affect academic performance. So anybody have any questions or anything that you can add to how you think attendance affects academic performance? Anything that you can add about attendance and academic performance?
Well, I know that attendance affects academic performance because every day that a child attends school, he gets more skills, and the skills build upon another level of skill. So when students are not there, they miss skills that are needed to build upon their academic performance. So it's important that we try to get our kids to school every day so that they can continue to build those skills.
All right, very good. So what he said was when children are at school, they're able to receive skills. And let me say this, sometimes students, let's say for instance, I teach this lesson today. The students, they're able to get that first-hand delivery and able to learn those skills. Because even when teachers reteach, when they reteach, that method may not be as strong as it was when they taught the first time. So when students are not at school, they are missing out on that first-hand delivery from their teacher. They're missing out on those skills that they can use to apply when it comes down to their standardized tests. All right, so let's look at these things. What can we do? So these were some things that we discussed earlier, all right? What can we do to get students to school? Because we know they need to be here. The data shows they need to be here. So what can we do? Some things that we discussed earlier was to provide transportation, provide rain gear, count online attendance, bridge builder program, and surveys to see why students are absent. Now, when we talk about providing transportation, what we do know is that students in the Mobile County Public School System cannot ride the bus if they're out of district. We have several students that are out of district, all right? So providing transportation could get those students to school because a lot of students complain they don't have transportation or their parents are still at work. In addition, I'm gonna put these two together real quick. The students who stay, like I said, within close proximity, they have to walk to school. On days when it's raining and the weather is bad, they don't come to school. So imagine if we were able to provide transportation to all students regardless of their proximity to school or the distance if they were out of zone. But is there anything you can add? Like what problems could we face What problems can we face with providing transportation to all students? All right? When we talk about providing transportation to all students, you have manpower issues. In other words, do you have enough bus drivers? Also, you have funding issues. Issues where do you have no money to pay bus drivers? There's more diesel, there's more gas. A lot of different things come along with providing transportation to all students. So although it sounds good, the question you have to ask is, do we have the funding? So these are things that we need to look for and we need to find out. Count online attendance. As you know, we have become a one-to-one school district. So students do not take their laptops home. But imagine if they were able to take their laptops home, and while the teacher was teaching, if they could log in, and therefore they could still receive that same instruction when the teacher is delivering it firsthand. So another thing I think we should do is allow the students to take their devices home. That way when the teacher is teaching, they're able to log in. So even though they're not here physically, they're still able to get that firsthand delivery or instruction from their teachers. Next, Bridge Builder program. We're talking about the rate of absenteeism in 6th grade is the highest. I'm gonna put Bridge Builder together in school safety, because the thing is this: if the students through the summertime, before they transition, before the school year starts, if they're able to do some type of program, come over to the school, walk around the school, meet their teachers, and become familiar, then maybe the rate of absenteeism in 6th grade will decrease. Because again, remember, the number of absenteeism in the 6th grade was higher than any other grade level, and that was every year. So we need to find some type of bridge builder program that allow the parents and the students to feel comfortable as the students transition from one grade level to the next. And next, we can give out a survey. The survey will help us to find out why the students are missing school and what's really going on. So as we continue to research and we continue to find and study, we will know exactly what the problem is and how we can tackle chronic absenteeism, as we see, because it does affect students' academic achievement. Thank you.